Good blessed Sunday night, January the 3rd, 2021. It's about 10:15 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me, my YouTube videos, or anything that I put on social internet. Whether you like it or not, that's your prerogative. Whether you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I don't make my YouTube videos. I don't give speeches. I don't give out knowledge for approval or disapproval. I give it out because God gave me knowledge and wisdom free. And to me, it's not to be sold, it's to be passed on. You know, from January the 1st of 2020 to midnight, January the 31st, 2020, I was telling everybody it was the time of the change, perfect vision. This is 2021. You know, we had 366 because it was a leap year. Normal years is 365, but last year, 2020, time of the change, time of the vision, God gave you an extra day, 366 days to get your vision together. But this is 2021. It's time to put that vision into action, into motion. You see, if you was at a starting line getting ready to run a race, no matter what it is, no matter if it was a 220, a 440, a 880, a mile run, it wouldn't matter whether it was a marathon or a mini marathon. But when the gun sound off for you to run, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run. You can't expect to win the race or get first, second, or third place or etc. if you just stand there and not move when all the other runners is moving. Or when they said on your march, get ready, get set, go. Everybody else going and you still at on your march, get ready, get set. For some reason, you can't get up and go. So you stagnated. You at a standstill. If you at a standstill, you can't win that race. But you know, I just want to say this here, y'all. For Charleston, Missouri, I've been talking to some people and people been approaching me on the positive side. And said, Brother Raymond or Mr. Ivy or Raymond, Brother or Mr. Raymond, it's changes finna come. Some of us is tired of these same leaders, of some of the same leaders. And they told me, some of them asked me to give the new NAACP president a chance. You see, if they had that vision, then he stepped from vice president to the president of the NAACP here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, who I have been highly criticizing for at least about 25 years. If God allowed me to see May the 3rd, 2021, it had been 25 years down here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. Those that know, I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, on the near north side in Cabrini Green. And I'm proud to say that. But anyway, I'm going to give this individual a chance because 2020 was time of the vision to wake up. So 2021 is the time to put the vision into action. I'm going to give you some examples. Let's take a look around here for a minute. If anybody can remember When my daughters and them used to be out here making my videos, it was bushes right here. It was bushes like those bushes there, but the bushes was getting old and they was getting rotten, and you couldn't see the sign. But you can see the sign now. It say private property, no trespassing. It was some trees that was kind of like blocking the vision, and then the trees also, they was getting rotten. If you take a look at it, they was getting rotten. And I had been talking about it for a couple of years. I got to bring them down. So me and one of my neighbors down the street, I think he in his 60s too, like me, I got my truck and tied something on the tree because it was that rotten, pulled it down, and he got his saw together. And you see what he did? We cut it down. So 2020 was the time of the vision, but 2021 was time to put the vision into action. So we put it into action. You see back there, all the way in the back, it was some more trees, did the same thing. I got about 3 loads and got them out. A lot of people criticize my YouTube videos because they said, all he do is complain. I don't complain. You see this pavement right here? This is Vine Street, the street I've been living on since 2007. The city was paving all the white neighborhoods. And a guy that was doing the pavement told me about how they had got a $400,000. The city, that is. And I got to complaining on my YouTube. And guess what they did? This was one of the first streets on the west side of town that they paved. But yet people said I complained. I complained for a reason. Right over here, this is what school children's in the black neighborhood on the west side of town, right across the street from me. Children's be there at the bus stop, and there was plenty of dogs out here. And I complained about it, but they didn't do nothing. So I made about 8 days of YouTube videos. And guess what? We don't have the dogs over here no more. Right after Christmas, let me get my light on here. Right after Christmas, just this past Christmas here, I showed y'all a video I made. Go back to it if you don't see it. It was made December the 29th of 2020 time to change. Me and my daughters and them would pick up all this paper back here. Now, this is the bushes separates my house from the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority. This is the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority. There's a lot of good people living there. I grew up in the project. When I was down here, I was living in the projects for a little bit. After my grandmother died, I moved into the projects, and my 2 youngest daughters was born in the projects, but they didn't stay there. One stayed about 18 months, and the other one stayed about 6. I have nothing against the project, but I'm showing y'all this for a reason. Last year was a vision. I got tired of picking up the paper for a whole year, and I left it, and I made a YouTube video, and I told the individual that's the foreman of the housing authority, I said, I'm tired of picking it up. They got people that they pay to pick this here up. It's bad enough that I rake the leaves that come out of their trees, but I ain't gonna complain about that. That's nature. But it was full of paper down here, Christmas paper. You know, I know my kids didn't throw it down there because they don't throw stuff out there. But if you see now, it's none there. It was there from Christmas Day until, let's see, the 29th when I complained about it. Then the very next day, matter of fact, on New Year's Day, that man told me, he said, somebody coming over there to pick it up. I said, that's New Year's. He said, it's going to be gone. You see, it's gone. So that's showing sometime when you keep on complaining and then you put your words into action. Hey, now, doing all right? Yeah. All right. When you put your words into action, if you don't complain, in other words, a closed mouth can't be fed. Somebody hear me? A closed mouth can't be fed. and a silent voice not only can't, but won't be heard. You see, they laughed at Noah for 120 years, y'all. Noah was singing a song, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain. You better get ready and bear this in mind. God showed Noah the rainbow shine. He said it won't be water, but fire next time. You see, Noah was building that ark at the same time. You see what I'm saying? For 120 years, he preached this same sermon. But the people didn't want to pay him no mind. But them animals, when it started raining, them animals had more sense. Them animals had more sense than the human beings. And you see all them people was left behind. But see, somebody listened to them 25 years that I've been down here. James Brown said, singing that same old funky song. A dull night ain't nothing cutting. Some people just be talking loud and ain't saying nothing. But let me tell you what James Brown also said. Some people say we got a lot of manners. Some say we got a lot of nerves. But we won't get moving until we get what we deserve. We're tired of working on our knees and our hands and all the work we're doing instead of for the other man. He said, say it loud, what? We're black and proud. Some people look at that as being a prejudice statement, but it ain't. You see, God didn't send Moses to go tell Pharaoh to let all human beings go. He told him to let certain human beings go. You see, most time people say, well, all you speak up is for the Spanish and the blacks. Well, my two daughters happen to be, well, three of my daughters, my oldest daughter, by a different mother, happen to be Puerto Rican and Indian and black with me. My son his mother's black and I'm black. I have two youngest daughters whose mother happened to have been Puerto Rican and Dominican. You see what I'm saying? I got a granddaughter by my son has a daughter by a Mexican. So, you know, wherever I'm at, I got to go where God tell me to go. You see what I'm saying? The White House is full of people. You let me stop. You see, what if the whole White House was full of all black or all Spanish? You see what I'm saying? People wouldn't like it. Some of them don't like the fact Harris finna go up in that White House. Some of them didn't like it when Obama was going in there. Some of them don't even like it by the Spanish female being on the Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court. But you see, when people don't like what you're doing something right. You see, God didn't let me live down here 25 years. And anybody know me from Chicago with all the stuff that I've been through. I done been physically assaulted. I've been called the N-word. Just recently, some female mad at me called my two youngest daughters, 14 and 15-year-old daughters, bees. All right now. But you know, anybody knew me from Chicago when I grew up, I didn't take that type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? When you assault me, you going to the cemetery and then I'm walking down to the police station and telling them, you can find somebody there. Ain't no need of calling the ambulance. Nothing that I'm proud of. But God done let me withstand this here. People that's assaulting me, they done took off for streets facing life in prison. Some of the other ones that done misused my daughter, they done committed suicide. They done died. You know what I mean? I'm not, this ain't something that I want, but God told me, get your message out and move out the way. I think one of my homies all the way in California. You see what I'm saying? You know, Tony Rome, Anthony Davis. He was a leader in our community, Cabrini Green. He was a leader everywhere I went. And he'd always give me positive advice. Do what you got to do and move out the way. You see what I'm saying? It's some good brothers and sisters down here in Charleston, Missouri. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to stop criticizing because God gave me a couple of years to criticize Charleston, Missouri, to waken people up. You see what I'm saying? People is tired of this, the black voices in 700 Elm Street or Cy Williams Drive being the only black voices. You see what I'm saying? There's more than one black voices. When the politicians come down, all they went down to is talk to certain people. Come into the black neighborhoods. You call our neighborhoods the hood. That's what they call my street here, y'all. When I say my street, I'm talking about the street I live on. I'm gonna show you how. Just like this video, to me it's positive. We always get one or two people that give me a thumbs down, which it lets me see that I must be doing something right. I went down Vine Street, at Main Street all the way down at the end here, going east. At Main Street, that's the dividing line of east and west. So I went all the way down, and then go to the end on Vine Street on west. This is west. It's about 1,200 ends at 1,200 west. And I'm looking at all down in certain areas where ain't no children's at. Now listen to this here. Ain't no children's, and they got slow down children's playing. And I've been, before they put any of them on this street, I've been asking them, either put some speed bumps here, because I got 2 daughters. Like right now, my 2 daughters is on the only one on this block, the only one that have kids. I'm the only one that have children on the block I live on. And I said, you done got stop signs, slow signs, 20 miles an hour, children's playing. Now this is a one-way street. You see what I'm saying? You got to be cautious when a car come down a one-way street. They either don't live in the neighborhood, but I know I got plenty of enemies. But one thing about it, you know what I mean? God done gave me something to make sure I take care of my enemies with. But let me tell you this here. I put up a YouTube video saying, now, why is no slow signs, children's playing on this block? Especially when you got a stop sign for the children's go to the school, where the school bus stop. And here there's a guy put a comment on that particular video. You got a problem, man. You know, he said, I got a problem. He said, they space them out. Now, if they space them out, now let me show you how, they call me ignorant. Now let me show you how ignorant he is. Now, if that building right there was on fire, what the heck would the fire truck be down there spraying water? If ain't no children's down there playing, what the heck is they gonna have slow down children's playing? Hello, somebody. You know, but that's how ignorant some people is. You see, you put slow down 20 miles an hour children's playing because you have children's living in the area or as a playground. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, last year I was talking about the vision, but I'm putting the vision into play. You see, I'm starting it off, y'all. And I want everybody down in Charleston, Missouri that's looking for a change. On January the 15th, that's Martin Luther King actually birthday. Because it's mine too. And what I'm encouraging y'all to do, I believe January the 17th, because on the Monday, they celebrate all the national holidays, because they celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday on a Monday, which is the 17th. Anybody in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, I want you to go to these programs at the NAA. They said they finna change. They got another guy. The vice president asked me to, he want to solicit my support. Well, I'm going to sit in there and see what kind of change they making. He went from vice president to president. Now, every time I go, when I do go there, it's the same people sitting. People that's kind of welled off, people that own houses and properties, people that got their own businesses. They sitting up front like the people in the White House do. All the poor people sitting on the bench. When I say poor people, I ain't talking about poor. The people that's struggling and ain't got nothing. The people that's renting from some of these slumlords. Let me stop, y'all. I came to try to just keep it one. I'm keeping it 100. But I want y'all to sit in there and you just listen and see. You see what I'm saying? Let's see who they gonna honor this year. I don't want them to honor me. When I get honored, I want to be honored nationally. You see what I'm saying? for my work being done. You see what I'm saying? If you're getting honored there, and that's the only place you're getting honored, you ain't did nothing. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this here. I'm going forward, putting the vision into action. Action speaks louder than words. I know somebody hear me, y'all. Y'all be careful now. And to some of you people out there carjacking, let me show you how God trying to wake you up. If you got a 14 and 15-year-old, I know a mind at all times. You see, can't nobody come to me and say, well, your child was with these grown people carjacking. And that's what's happening. You see what I'm saying? Just recently, in the last day or so, 2 carjackers got to shooting each other over the stolen car. A stolen car. Show you how lost the world is, y'all. Be careful when you get into your car. See, every time I come out here, we got cameras all over the place. If somebody take me out, believe me, it was meant for me to go. But I be cautious. But I can't go around in this world being scared when God got stuff for me to do. Unlike Moses, God had to send Aaron with him. He don't have to send Aaron with me. He know one thing about me. He breeded me in Cabrini Green. He breeded me in Stateville Correctional Center. He breeded me in Menard Correctional Center. He breeded me in the Pontiac Correctional Center. He breeded me in the old Joliet where Al Capone used to be. You see, when you was in Pontiac, Stateville, Menard, and Joliet, them was thunderdorms. You would have to be able to survive. But I'm going to leave it at that, y'all. Just because I come up in them places, it don't make me tough. But one thing, it make me somebody that's not afraid to die, somebody that's not afraid to lose their life, somebody that's not afraid to lose their job. I done lost my job, and I done lost my freedom. And I pray to God that I don't lose my life no time soon, because I want to see my 14 and 15-year-old grow up, have kids, and me watching their kids. I want to see some of the people in Charleston, Missouri, show the people that's been in power all these years, black and white. Tracy Chapman said it good. And talking about a revolution. She said they tired of standing in the unemployment lines. They started standing in the welfare lines. You see what I'm saying? The tables is about to turn, y'all. They done turned already. Don't y'all see that tree down? Tracy Chapman, we got it down. Tomorrow, I'm going to unload it. And then let me tell you another thing, y'all, before I go. God done put some more neighbors in the neighborhood. That go how to show you God making the neighborhood back right. Well, I ain't got to sit here and defend my property and defend my dignity. Martin Luther King said he had a dream. You see what I'm saying? Let's put that dream together, because when we go to these Black History programs in February, don't let people just talk. Let's make it out of change. Peace be still. Y'all pray for me, and I'm going to pray for y'all. I hope somebody got something out of this message. Each one reach one, each one teach one. I love y'all. Peace.